Number 7, if Marty continues to walk at the same rate, how far will he walk in 5.1 hours? Okay, well, here we suggested that you always pick a couple points off the trend line. Since I have a trend line, all I have to do is pick 2 points. So here I have X and I have Y. I always suggest to my students to at least do 4 points if there is not a trend line. So since we do have a trend line, all we have to do is pick 2 points. So here I see a point at 0, 0. And then I see another point at 0.5 and 2. If you wanted to keep going, you could use 1, 4. And you could use 1.5 and 6. Because again, we want to pick points off of our trend line. And remember, once we do get our answer, we're not going to get the exact answer because remember, we are rounding. So again, I want to find the trend line. That way I can see how many miles I will walk in 5.1 hours. So what I'm going to do to get that trend line is I'm going to go ahead and go down to list and spreadsheets. And the first thing we want to do is we want to go up to cell A, label it as X, and label cell B as Y. Once we do that, we can go ahead and start entering in the values off of the table, off of the points we pulled from the graph. So here I'm going to enter in all my X values first. So we have 0, 0.5, 1, and 1.5. Again, if they give you a trend line, all you need to do is use 2 points, but I'm going to go ahead and use 4 just because sometimes you don't always have the trend line. Sometimes you will get a scatter plot without the trend line. So now I'm entering in my Y values. We have 0, 2, 4, and 6. Now that I've entered in those points, I'm going to go ahead and press the on button. Never press the X button. If you press the X button, you're going to lose all your data. And another thing, if you notice here how it's blinking, you want to make sure you press enter because if you do not press enter, once you go to the next step, it's not going to record that point. So again, now I'm going to go ahead and press the on button. And I'm going to go down to data and statistics. Now, if you've gotten to this point and you do not see any points on your graph, what you probably did here was you didn't label X and Y. If you don't label the X and Y in cell A and B, you will have nothing pop up here when you go to data and statistics. So now that we're here, we want to go ahead and label our axes. So here, this is my x-axis, and this is my y-axis. And it'll always be the same for no matter what you're trying to do. It's always going to be y-axis on the left and x-axis on the bottom. So now that we have this, we want to go ahead and find our trend line. How we do that is we're going to press menu, we're going to press 4 to analyze, and we're going to press 6 for regression, and we want it in a linear form, y equals mx plus b, so we're going to press 1. So again, that's menu 4, 6, 1. And we get the trend line at y equals 4x. So here our trend line is y equals 4x. So now what I want to do is, I want to know how far he will walk in 5.1 hours. So here, if you notice, hours is our x label here. So what I want to do with that 5.1, I want to find the y value, which is my distance. So y equals 4 times, all I'm going to do is substitute that 5.1 in for x. So 4 times 5.1. So when I go to my calculator, I'm going to press the on button, and I'm going to go to calculator. And I'm going to multiply 4 times 5.1. I'm going to press enter and I get 20.4. So if you notice here in my answer choices, I don't have 20.4. Again, remember we guesstimated our points, so we want to pick the number that is closest to that point, which means B is my answer. 21.1 miles.